assume you think you're ready for the 13 spookiest bass lines of all time. I can't do it. Hold on a minute. Oh, and it is my favorite time of year. Happy Halloween. Are you ready for the 13 spookiest bass lines? Spanning from the mid-1700s all the way to 2022, I have 13 classic bass lines, maybe a couple of melodies that you need to know. First up, from the mid-1700s, Johann Sebastian Bach with Toccata and Fugue in D minor. It's so classic. I don't know if it's supposed to remind me of Halloween, but it totally does. Down all the octaves, 3-octave span. And then this cool diminished chord rises. And then this resolve. So obviously this is an organ thing. How do you approach it on the bass guitar? Well, you grab your favorite bass, you turn on your favorite fuzz, you drop to D. Okay, so if I get rid of the fuzz, what's going on here? We're playing in D minor, but it's a special kind of minor, D harmonic minor. So what does that mean? I have a D minor scale with a natural 7, and it sounds so Halloween to me, right? Now the natural minor scale actually has a flat 7, right? So in the case of D, a C natural. But harmonic minor raises that degree. Oh, and it's so cool. So that's part of this tune, right? Where we're playing from the 5th. There it is. And then down the octave. And then again. And then this beautiful stack of a diminished chord, G diminished, and then all I'm doing there is I'm playing harmonics, the A, the D, and the G, which makes a D sus chord, and then you resolve to a D major. So it goes from this minor tonality to this major tonality. Next up, from 1956, Screamin' J. Hawkins with I Put a Spell on You. I love hearing this song around Halloween, and it's got this amazing harmonic minor walk up that it does. It's based around this, which sounds so spooky and cool. And check it out, there is zero wiggle room because the bass and bari sax are in unison. Check this line out. Moving into 1962 with Bobby, Boris, Pickett with the classic Halloween anthem, Monster Mash. Now, yes, of course, this song is super silly, but it also contains one of the coolest bass devices of all time, tic-tac bass. I know it looks like I'm holding a guitar here, but this is actually called a bass 6. Fender made this in the 60s, and it is a guitar, but it's tuned an octave lower. So E to E, like a guitar, but a full octave down. So you can play chords on it. And it just sounds amazing. Session players used this instrument along with an upright player to play simultaneous unison bass lines. So there would be an upright player that would be playing the bass line and have that low, big, poofy sound of an upright happening on the session. And then for clarity, there would be a tic-tac player, which would be playing a bass six or a baritone guitar, but something like this instrument, maybe with a little bit of spring reverb. And you get this.
I was working in the lab late one night when my eyes beheld an eerie sight. For my monster from his slab began to rise, and suddenly, to my surprise,
He did the mash,
he did the monster mash.
the monster mash.
It was a graveyard
He
smash.
did the mash,
It caught on in a flash.
he did the mash.
He did the monster mash from my laboratory.
So here we have this cool figure that happens between the upright and the electric bass, or bass six in this case, right? Playing that root to five motion, walking down to the sixth chord. And actually from the sixth chord, it's like something like, so cool. And then you'd have to work out that line with your fellow bass player. How cool would that be in the session, right? To the five. I feel like the Monster Mash started something because just 2 short years later in 1964, Jack Marshall writes the Grammy award-winning 44-second piece of music that is the Munsters theme. Spy vibes. Bassline is crazy. Now you might think this is a simple line, but it is far from it. Let's check out just the first 10 seconds. I'm gonna stick with the bass six. I'm gonna turn on my neck pickup. I was on my middle. I'm gonna turn my tone down a bit. Still gonna play with that short spring reverb and a bit of drive. Let's do it. Okay, hold on. Just that first 10 seconds is such a masterpiece. Check it out in E minor. Using the flat 5 to get to the 5. That's that top first 2 bars, and then we get into like the A section. That is such a cool walk down. Previously it had been, but since we're going to the F, and then the F triad. Up to speed. So the music is whizzing by really quickly at the bottom of the screen, and I guess I just wonder if there's a beautiful PDF workbook that I could download. Fake Black Rat, you are in luck. Because of course the team at SBL has put together an amazing PDF workbook that goes through all of these tunes. And look, sometimes you just need a little support. You need it in front of you, not whizzing by on the screen, right? So download the PDF. It is in the description right below here, and it is absolutely free. Oh, the 60s were so spooky. The same year, 1964, Monster Mania is sweeping the nation. The Addams Family comes out. The snaps. You know we gotta do it.
They're creepy.
It's so corny, but it's so classic. And if you think it's simple, think again. This is actually pretty difficult to execute. We're in B flat. We're gonna walk up from an F, right? Then from G to C. So first starting from F, walking up to a B flat, F, G, A, B flat, the snaps, right? Then G, A, B natural, ooh, C. 2 more of those. But it's kind of fast. It's like... And it takes some precision and accuracy to make that thing sound even halfway decent. So if the early and mid 60s leaned a little too far into the cheese for you, check this out. 1967 Classics 4 with Spooky. Funky, flat wound, dry B sounding hollow body.
In the cool of the evening when everything is getting kind of groovy, I call you up and ask you if you'd like to go with me and see a movie. First you say no, you got some plans for the night, and then you stop and say, alright, love is kinda crazy with a spooky little girl like you. You always
A funky track based in F mixolydian. What does that mean? Just a major scale with a flat 7. So if we play F major, but then flat that 7. How this bass player adheres to this ostinato. It really is a part instead of it being sort of like random with a bunch of fills. We've got 1, 5, then 4, stepping to the 4 through the A. And then that phrase at the end sounds like a fill, but it really is a part because he plays it over and over again. It becomes a motif. C, F, E flat, C. The 70s actually get a little spooky. We jump 11 years to 1978 with John Carpenter's Halloween theme. This movie is so dated, but it's still so scary. That theme. And then how, like, the horns put it into context. Horns move up, melody moves down. Such cool contrary motion. And that like almost synthy time code. Just like, and almost like the footsteps. Michael getting closer. Okay, so really, there's not much of a bass line to talk about with this, but I think it's so cool to learn melodies as well. And this is just such a classic, spooky sounding melody. It's also in what time signature? You got it! 5/4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 1 and 2 and 3 4 and 5 and... So we're starting from a C sharp down to that F sharp, and we're just playing a fifth 3 times, and then moving up a half step to this D natural, but keeping this in the bottom. And what this does is it creates this tension, right? I love this flat 6 interval, right? So if you play a major scale, the 6 is here, but if you take it down a half step, that's a flat 6. Flat 3rd, flat 6 makes that natural minor sound. Then it walks down a half step. as the bass line is rising in the horns. And so check out melodies. I wanted to show this to you, not because I think it's so difficult, right? But it is certainly spooky. Also, I think it's really important to play melodies. Moving into 1982, you cannot talk about spooky without mentioning Iron Maiden. Steve Harris with his trusty P bass on 666, Number of the Beast. This is so cool. Another odd time signature. Incredible playing by the whole outfit. This is in 10, and it's crazy because this is like major chord city, right? It's sort of like Maiden to me feels regal. Maiden actually has never felt that scary. They've always sort of felt like they're warning me about the beast, not embodying the beast. I think Maiden's got a bad rap. I love what Steve Harris plays on this last verse of Number of the Beast. It lines up directly with the vocal, and it's in 10/8, or at least that's the way I like to think about it. So if you think about 10 eighth notes in this space, you get it. Check it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You gotta love a guy who plays a P bass in a metal band. Steve Harris is such a beast, pun always intended. And look, I'm gonna tell you again, if you don't download that workbook, you are missing out. You have got to get that Number of the Beast line under your fingers. If you have always wanted to dig into his playing, that line is in that workbook. Again, it's in the description. It is absolutely free. It is at this point that I must apologize, because next on the list is Jeremy Messersmith, and it's an artist that I play for. Did I play bass on this song? I sure did. But look, it was inspired by Number of the Beast. It's called 666, totally different vibe, but you gotta check it out. It is one of the best Halloween jams of all time, even if I do say so myself, which I do. Okay, look, the only reason I allowed myself to put this on is because I didn't actually write this bass line. Jeremy Messersmith wrote the bass line. He is an unbelievable part writer. I just played it on the record, and it was such a fun line to play. Starting out here. That sort of bossa nova thing into the chorus. Chord tones, right? Next up, you know it, you love it. 1982, Michael Jackson's Thriller. so classic. Greg Fillinganes on this great synth bass line. I've just got a little bit of octave, a little bit of drive and chorus, emulating a synth thing. Now, you could play it with a pick too, to help you with the attack, but there's something about just playing it tight with my fingers. Maybe playing that bottom note with the thumb, I don't know. But really what I'm trying to do is think about this tune in the way that a keys bass player would think about it. Go. Short notes, right? Short notes, cut off, muted notes. 2 years go by, it's 1984, and Rockwell somehow manages to get Michael Jackson to sing the chorus on Somebody's Watching Me.
Oh, psycho, that's why I always feel like somebody's watching me, and I have no privacy. I always feel like somebody's watching me, who's playing tricks on me.
What a cool bass line. I've got a little bit of fuzz and chorus on that. Hard to articulate this. Again, I want to use my thumb sometimes to get those octaves. The hard thing about doing the synth thing with the electric bass is getting it clean in between the notes. Like, right? To get it nice and muted. Something I need to work on, something we all need to work on. Throw on a fuzz, throw on a chorus, check out this bass line. And in the same year, 1984, we're supposed to clear our minds, but I'm so sorry, it just popped in there.
If there's something strange in your neighborhood, who you gonna call? Something weird.
Yeah, we're doing that synth bass thing again. If you have a fuzz that goes into a downward scooping envelope with a little chorus on the end, you get that vibe. Check it out in B. Walking up the scale, 3, 4, 5, flat 7, 4, and then 4, 5. So the line. And borrowing from all the classic devices of Halloween canon, we have Muse 2022 with You Make Me Feel Like It's Halloween. Okay, so fun. So a synth sound again. Now we're adding all of the tricks into the mix. We've got a bit of octave, fuzz, chorus, and envelope filter. So fun when you put a fuzz and octave under that envelope filter and then just hear it rise. Comes out. Right? This video was a scream to make. Pun always intended. If you had fun, if you learned something, if this video brought you any value whatsoever, please consider liking, subscribing, ringing the bell. I have been Ian Martin Allison for SBL, and I will see you in the next one.